Bonjour les amis. I am starting a new class today, a painting class that I'm taking. It's a botanical illustration class. I've taken one with other teachers before, a long time ago, but this one, I want to show you the supplies that I've put together per the recommendation list of the instructor. So this is a tracing paper. She suggested watercolor, but I'm gonna be using gouache because I have a lot of gouache tubes and I just love gouache. I'm not a fan of watercolor, and I also have lots of painting paper and painting blocks, and I thought let me use up first some that are almost the blocks are almost done. Just have a few more pages. Well, actually this one is it looks like it's 2/3 of it, but I'm going to be using whatever paper I have first. And when I say first, because I have other ones that are brand new, but I want to work with what I have. And so I have, oh, actually this is palette paper, sorry. So this is the two water no wonder I was thinking there's so much of it left. This is this is palette paper. Okay, so this is watercolor paper that I have already, and as I say, I have tons of other blocks of paper. This is palette paper. I'm going to use palette paper because I am going to be working with gouache primarily. Not primarily, I just threw away my watercolor pencils. I don't want to work with watercolor, that's it. Okay, talking about, oh, supplies flying off the display here. This is all the gouache I have. I have tons and tons and tons of it. Most of it is Acryla brand. I also have Artist Loft. What else? That's mostly what it is. You know, obviously I keep buying it. There's colors that I love that I keep getting more of. This is vermilion, it's not orange. So lots and lots and lots and lots of gouache paint. And then put this aside. I also have some big tubes of gouache. So you see why I need to use what I have because I have tons of supplies and they need to get used up. So that goes there. The instructor suggested also a straight edge see-through ruler. This is, I use this one for sewing, but it has a straight edge, it's see-through, so we'll use that. I'm also going to use my an apron that I made a long time ago. It's I need to sew myself a new apron. I mean, this is not good representation of sewing. I've had this apron for so long, and I just, in a way, I like that it's neutral, but I didn't get enough paint on it. I need things, I like things more colorful. So whether I'm gonna get a bunch of paint on it, maybe that'll be part of my project, adding lots of paint to my apron, or I'm just gonna make another one more colorful. Okay, next, she suggested some, but didn't suggest, we're going to need water containers, so we have those. I have a towel, we need paper towels, I'll find those, but for now I have an old rag. And yeah, let me show you this first. So I have some oil pastels. She said to have some crayons. Was it crayon? Watercolor pencils, maybe? As I said, I threw mine away. So I'm going to be using these oil pastels. I have at least 4 boxes of oil pastels, but these are the smallest ones. And I have a feeling I'm going to be drawing with those on top of what I paint with the gouache. So I thought these for the size would be good, and obviously I haven't used them much, So that's gonna be the oil pastels. Let's see, I was going to show you. Oh yeah, I also have, I mean, yes, I no longer use watercolor, or rather the only watercolor I use now is this, the Gansai Tombi, and I have these two sets of it. And will I use it or not? The reason why I like Gansai Tombi is because you can dilute it as much as you want or not, and it can be used like gouache or like watercolor, depending, you know, on how much water you add to it. But I really like these. I obviously want to buy another one. I want to get the bigger and the bigger, but again, I'm going to use what I have for this class. That's one of my intentions. And intention is okay, this goes here. Intention is powerful for directing energy. I don't want to waste energy, I don't want to waste resources, and I want to be focused on creating and not managing resources. Okay, next, oh, I have this. I'm gonna put this because this desk that I'm using is white. I recently painted over. It's a used desk that I found on Craigslist. I found when I was setting up this new studio, and I'm going to be putting this below the water and the paint, so I don't get the desk all painted over. But I do have also, you might see a little bit of it here, there is an acrylic sheet on top, and I've sandwiched some colorful images in between the desk and the acrylic sheet, so there's protection. But that will be for the under the water and the paint. Okay, and then finally we have the smaller supplies that she asked us to put together. So I have a couple of erasers, a Palomino Blackwing sharpener. It's cool, it has two different sizes, and I like that it's contained, you know, so it's not a mess when you're sharpening. I have a brand new pencil, look at that. And then I have pencils that I've used already. These are all Blackwing Palomino. No, this is a Caran d'Ache. So I'm going to be using what I have. This is a pearl. This is the gray one, the 602. This is Caran d'Ache. It's a B. She suggested HB or 2B, I think. I'm using what I have. This is it. Oh, and then one more. Okay, this is another pearl. So these are my pencils. I have a water brush. These are great. I don't know if you ever used it when you travel. So there's water in here, and when you travel, you can just have this with water in the container and a brush all in one tool, and it's really cool, especially with the Gansai Tombi little dishes. I also have these two peel-off China markers. She had suggested, she said to get, I forget what it is now, let me look at the list. She said to get some liquid frisket or fine line masking fluid pen. I don't have those. I don't even know what they are. I'm gonna, you know, use these maybe. Also, she said a white, to have a white oil pastel. So I do have that, but that could be cool to add some white lines over the gouache. That's something I love. I love adding white light or writing in white light. Another little eraser in here, and then her recommendation micron, Pigma micron in the size 05. I have a bunch of those, probably never used them yet, so I have these. And I was wondering where to put all my supplies, because I want to keep everything I'm using for the class separate from the supplies I use, you know, on a regular basis or daily basis. And then I had this jar and I thought, oh, this is perfect. I'm not going to use it for water. I can put everything in here. Everything is self-contained, and that makes it easy. One more thing that I want to show is that, oh yeah, two things. I have this this pattern book, patterned palette. There's patterns and palette. It's by a friend of mine. It's actually a friend I haven't seen in a very long time, but she was a very dear friend and I still love her. Heidi Arizabalaga, and she had dedicated it to me. And there's tons of palette ideas as well as patterns. And so of the patterns I'm not interested in, but I've marked through the years some palettes that I like, and I might use some of those as a starting point because I love color so much. I tend to go a little crazy and go in every direction. Well, in no direction, maybe. I tend to just, mix colors or whatever I feel that day, or whatever I'm wearing. I tend to a lot wear paint what the colors I'm wearing that day because those are like my emotional colors of the day. But I thought that could be good to help me contain my choices of colors. So we'll see how it goes, but my plan is to choose a palette. So this class, by the way, is over 5 weeks, so it's not very long. And each session is from 9 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. So that's like 4.5 hours. So we'll see how it goes, but that's my plan, to use some of these beautifully curated palettes. Love that. I might, as always, this is my favorite color, and orange. So I was saying I might start with this. We'll see. I don't know. That's, playing with color is my joy, and that's definitely something I allow me absolute freedom, total freedom. And then the last thing I put together was some ideas of some, because the class is about botanical illustration. As a matter of fact, this is a document from a class I took, probably 12 years ago. And this was in person. By the way, the class I'm taking now is online. I would prefer in person, but anyway, I live in a small town and there's not a lot of options. So these are, the parts of the plant I'm going to be painting flowers mostly, but I thought that would help me have some ideas. And again, something to focus on. These are just images that I've printed from online sources just to give me ideas of shapes. I'm not a technical anything. I'm not a technical artist, painter, photographer, everything, even sewist. Everything that I do, I just follow my heart and my guidance in the morning, whatever makes me happy, that's the direction that I take. So I thought these would help me. I could just pick a shape, unless we're working from live plants, I don't know yet. And then I also have this, is from Flora Banda Style. Trying to remember who it is, but some designer shared this, probably a class that I took a long time ago. And these are, again, simple graphic shapes of plants, flowers, leaves. These are vases. These are just little, like dingbat decoration patterns you can put around. If you design a card, you can put it around as a motif. So this is something I'm going to use. Teacher didn't ask for this, but that makes me happy, and I'm going to use this to help me decide on what or not. We'll see. All right, this is it. Wish me a wonderful class. I wish myself a wonderful class. Much love. À bientôt les amis. Ciao, ciao.